Hey, what's up guys? This is Mitch back from the Movement Center with another episode of Movement Mondays. And today I'm joined with the wonderful Andy. How's it going? So handsome. And today we're talking about the squat and sort of how his knees track well over his toes as he goes through this movement. Now, the important thing with this for us to look at with Andy specifically is his hip rotation and his upper back movement as we do this. So his hips don't tend to sit well over his toe, or don't allow his knees to move well as he goes down into his squat. So what we're looking for is those knees to track over our toes. We go down, bam, and we're able to kind of sit in this bottom position. What Andy tends to do, and I want you guys to look for this, is his feet tend to kind of sneak out in this crazy birthing position, maybe something like that. Birthing position. So we're gonna watch Andy go for a squat, and we're gonna see how it looks. So he goes down here. He goes out, awesome. And so the one thing you guys want to see first is when he comes out, he's holding the bar, which is great. If I roll up his shirt just a little bit to see, you can see he has quite a bit of extension happening from right here. So that's the kind of thing I end up seeing down the line where somebody comes in, oh, my back hurts so much, I don't know why. I'm doing all this great squatting and deadlifting, but right there, ow, it hurts. He's not moving as well through this point. You can come up into standing. Now, if you stare straight with your front side of the camera here, so squat one more time, front facing, and hold the bottom. You can see right away his right foot sticks quite a bit more out than his left. And I'm sorry, his right's more his left. His left's not as far pointing out as the other side. And you can see him really fighting and trying to keep those hips out a little bit. So something's happening with it from his ankles or his hips. Now we've already taken a quick look at Andy. So if you pop on your back for us. We're taking a quick look, and this is a test you guys can do. Maybe facing this way. Yep, right there. We want to look at his hip rotation. So when I bring up his hip, and we take a look at his external rotation of his hip, he's got loads of range, so that's no problem. We want about 45, 60 degrees of this, and he's got no problem there. Good work, buddy. Nice. But as we take him out into his other side, so his internal rotation of his hip, if there's 0, I'm getting 3 degrees, 4 degrees, 5 degrees. I'm a physio, not a math major, but that's not enough. I'd like to have at least 45 degrees out this way as well. So great, not so great. Right? And on this side, same idea. He comes out, not so great, pretty good. Out that way, lots of range. So this could be his hip anatomy a little bit, but he wants to squat, and if he wants to squat, we've got to make sure he can move a little bit better. So first thing we're going to do, you can stay on the ground there, is get into his front kind of musculature of his hips. This is called your TFL, your tensor fascia lata. We're going to work on breaking up this piece. So if you had a ball like this, you're going to take that and sneak it into the front side of your hip. Now we're going to have Andy do this. He's going to pop on his belly. You can sneak this ball into that part of his hip. Maybe do it on this side so they can see. So he's getting into this portion right here. Now what he's going to do is put as much, so a little bit more right there, as much or as little pressure as he can that's comfortable. So he doesn't want to kill himself, but he also wants to make sure he knows he's doing something. Then what he's going to do is bend his knee through, and he's going to take that foot and bring it into that internal and external rotation of his body. So it comes over this way, comes back that way, and he's really working on getting that. Now if I can be a friend to him, I can come over and put some more pressure on it, and then he can go ahead and twist in and out, back and forth. But the rule is if I do it to him, he gets to do it to me, so that no one gets hurt, right? So we go back and forth like that. So he wants to do this for 1 to 2 minutes and really open up the front of his hip. Then he can get on his back and retest if that improves or not, right? But then what we want to do is activate this movement so that he can then better get into his final squat position. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great. So now what we're going to do, sneak over here. We're going to both get on our backs. This can be done on a wall or a bench. And we're going to sneak like this, hips at 90 degrees, and put our feet up just like that. Awesome. So first thing we're going to do with this is, the point of this is to engage our core and then activate that new range we just got into this internally rotated position. So we're going to come down, we're going to push down through our heels, squeeze our butt with our core tight, awesome, and hold that position, right? Now, what I like to do is put a band on my knees. For this, keeping my feet straight, knees over hips. So now I have my lower back. We can just pretend one's on you, Andy. Head back, you're coming up, right? You can lift one leg off, and then you're going to pull that hip into that internally rotated position. So you come back, twist out, good, and come back, and keep going with that, Andy. Now, the one thing we want to make sure of with this is that hip is getting pure rotation. So a lot of people tend to cheat and come out a little bit like that with it. So if you're really stiff like Andy is, we really want to make sure we keep that on a parallel and he just twists out to the side. Cool? Awesome. And come back down. Great. So that's our movement for today. we're gonna work on that. So if your hips are a little stiff in that rotational position, give that a shot. Work on the front with the ball to kind of get your hip better positioned in the joint. Pop on your back and work on activating this core. If you like this, go down and hit like on the like button, right? Tell everyone to like it.
Hit like, guys.
Subscribe to us. If you have comments, leave them below. And of course, guys, move like you mean it. Thanks a lot. Happy Monday.